y'all, girls, literally, who the so, as you guys know, I posted my first video period. I'm proud of her. I'm working on some like vlog stuff and like some exciting fun stuff that I'm supposed to be in. I have a horror con coming up and Mystery Mart, which I'm really excited about, which I've been doing. And I'm just gonna vlog you my experience and share it with you guys, and it'll be fun. But today at 2 a.m. I wanted to talk about some of my influences for my art and my comic. Oh, but I got off topic before I go into that. I was reading my comments like I said I would. Like I said I would. My word. I'm a word. So I'm reading my comments, responding to all my little comments. Someone goes like, "Oh, I can't believe like you don't have any subscribers. Like you only have 14. I'm gonna make it 15." I'm like, "Thank you." It's me and my 15 subscribers against the world. It's us against the world. So, I read that comment. I responded. And then they go, I can't like say it without laughing. And then they go, "You look like Ben of the Week." And I go, "Who's Ben of the Week? I don't know who that is." So, I have free will and the internet. So, I get to Googling. I use my little thumbs and I go, "Who the f is Ben of the Week?" So I Google him. I look. So debate. Do I look like Ben of the Week? I'm sorry, but I don't think so. Not with makeup on. I don't think so. I don't think Ben of the Week looks this tea. My little subscriber, thank you for that comment. I thought it was really funny and I laughed about it. And we're gonna have, we're all gonna have a little laugh on here. All right, friends. So today, besides Benjamin, we're gonna be talking about what everyone wants to know. Excuse me, it was not that burp. And that's my inspirations, because you all want to know. You didn't ask, but you want to know. And I want to know too. I mean, wait a second. I think something we're going to start off with first is Soul Eater. I'm going to add some images here. My little weeb ass has a copy of the manga. It's the like special edition one. God, I love a good manga. Ugh, it smells really good. It smells like fresh printed slay. We got Death the Kid, who's literally me. We love being mentally ill. We love being OCD king. Anyways, so I feel really inspired by Soul Eater. I've literally been watching Soul Eater since I was like 14 maybe. Since like I could have a thought, like, girl, like a thought of depression. Yes. Oh my god, yes. And it fueled my silly little depression. So I take a lot of inspiration from Soul Eater, not only because of the freaking art that's like very like cute, but also creepy. It's like all stuff spooky, which I love. And then the character design definitely like changes a lot over the years. And it's definitely a lot of booba, but I like really like the like giant feet. I'm not into toes. But we love giant feet here. We love it. All my characters have giant fucking feet. We love feet on this channel. But yes, Soul Eater is one of like my big daddies, like big daddy inspiration. Love Maka. I love a good like main character who's a female, who's a baddie. Yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from that too, like just like the story, I guess, in general. Because I like that the main character is a girl. Then one, unfortunately, that I do not own, but I will place pictures of for my little friends who are interested on the screen. The manga is called Sugar Sugar Rune. I read this when I was probably like 14 or 13. I read it semi-recently again, probably during the pandemic, when I had a lot of time. It's basically about two witch girls, and they come to the human world to basically steal people's hearts. They're not stealing them like on purpose, it's like so they can become like queen of their world, and they're basically in competition with each other. But they're besties, of course. I take a lot of inspiration from the style and like the outfits. The reason that I'm making this video is because I made a video about if you're a weird girl, and then I had like all these like things that like inspired me. If you like these, then you would probably like my art. One that I didn't put on there was Tokyo Mew Mew. I also I put Cardcaptor Sakura too. So Tokyo Mew Mew, Cardcaptor Sakura, I'm gonna kind of put them in the same category. I do like both of them for different reasons. Like, I like the art style of Cardcaptor Sakura. I think it's very cute. I love the big feet. It's just, I mean, she's a kid, so it's kind of like she looks like a little girl, obviously, because she is a little girl. Duh. She's like a little bit younger, I think, than most like shoujo manga characters, which are probably like, they're probably like 14 to 15 to 16. She's probably like 10. So it makes sense that her feet are kind of big and she's kind of like a little bit more cartoony. But I love like the like outfits, the transformation outfits, really cute. Love like that she like kind of changes her outfits very often throughout the show. Love that. And then for Tokyo Mew Mew, I really like the art style, and I love like, it's like similar to Sugar Sugar Rune, where I freaking love the outfits and like the illustrations that the artist puts. Like, they're kind of like, they're usually like in between like chapters. That's why I love shoujo manga for that reason, because they'll just like draw their like little cute little girly pops in their little cute little outfits. I'm like, I love it. So this shoujo manga is a little bit different than other shoujo mangas. We'll start off with a little story time. Back when I was 12, maybe 13, might have been 13. I was probably like 12, 11, maybe. I would go to my library and sometimes my local like comic book store, which was probably Barnes and Noble. Most of the time I did not go unless I had extra monies or someone gave me a gift card. And then I would go buy comic books because I couldn't read anything else. Like, I didn't want to. Like and follow if you fucking hated reading as a child, unless it was something really weird. Like Warriors. Anyways, so when I was probably 12, I saw this cute little book. And if you know, you know. If you were also a little 12-year-old girl and you were like, oh my god, a girl with cute ears, I need to pick this up. You did not read older teen, age 16 plus, or you just were like me and did not fucking care. I did not care, nor did I probably read it, because did I read the back? Oh, no, I didn't read the back. I was like, cute girl. And then, you know, I start reading it a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah. If you know, you know. It's very inappropriate, not for children. And a little bit strange. I think it's strange, and I'm a strange person. But the reason I feel inspired by this is because she's a cute girl. And I love the art. The art's fantastic. Look, like, this is so cute. Like, what girl wouldn't want to read this? Or, like, what baddie wouldn't? Like, come on. Anyway, so I feel inspired by the outfits mainly, not the story. Another anime, this is an anime, not a manga, that I feel inspired by, because a lot of these ones I'm inspired by the mangas specifically, not the animes. But this is an anime specific one. I don't know if Panty and Stocking has a comic. They probably do. I just haven't read it. Anyway, so Panty and Stocking is another one of my influences, mainly because of the characters. The characters are very unique in the style that they're drawn. I would say the style is very similar to like American cartoon style, which I do take inspiration from American cartoons too, in that specific style. But I would say Panty and Stocking are more accurate to what I take inspiration from, because they're more like anime style, but they're in the style of American cartoons. I love Panty and Stocking. It's so crude, and I love that about it. It's just nasty. Like, I love that it's so like freaking crude, and like they're just like these angels, but they're like assholes. Especially like Panty, she's such an asshole. Love her. I am a little bit more of a Stocking girl in the sense that I do love sweets. Love. And I love Zabikansi. I do love Zabikansi though. This is more of a Panty thing. Anyway, so I feel inspired by the style. Here's some pickies of them. If you've never watched it. Now for some of my American influences. Tim Burton, of course. I love me some Nightmare Before Christmas. She Slays. And I love Coraline. That shit really freaked me out as a child. I think it was the idea of like the ghost children that weirded me out, because me and my relationship with death, like I was like fascinated, but I was also like, what the fuck? That man created a whole universe in style, and I love that. Like, he created a fucking niche. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can create a niche. Something my father always says is either you create a niche or you fill one. I would love to create a niche. I'm not about to fill a niche because I'm a creative ass. Another American thing that I'm influenced by is, of course, our fucking girl, our shawty, Miss Strawberry Shortcake herself. That icon. I've been told by people that my art kind of looks like Strawberry Shortcake, which I'm like, interesting. I see it, I think. I'm definitely influenced by Strawberry Shortcake. That's why I'm putting it on here, because people were saying it, and I do kind of agree with it. I could see it like in like the feet. We're gonna talk a lot about feet here. There will be a lot of foot talk on this channel. So Miss Strawberry Shortcake, she's got some toes, and her feet kind of look like my character's feet, I guess, because like my character's just got like nubs sometimes. It kind of depends on like what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll draw like more nubby feet, and then other times it'll be like, oh, that's a whole foot. Another comic book that I took inspiration from, a lot of people probably don't know this comic. It's a novel, actually, and it's American. The comic was called Vampire Kisses, and it is a novel. If you read the novel, I didn't read it. Sorry, girls. But I did read the comic, and the comic was so cunty, so like very like manga style. I take a lot of inspiration from the main character Raven, and like all of her like fits that she has in the story, the comic rather. Really awesome, like just really awesome. Like, love the aesthetic. It's just like so cunt and spooky and like weird, and I just love it. It's so good. Another manga that I take inspiration from is Vampire Knight. Oh girl, Miss Vampire Knight. I even have my Vampire Knight. Like, that's Zero Kiryu. That's my husband. That's my man. And I'm saying that like he's not like 17 in the book. I'm a full-grown adult saying that. I think we can keep our manga crushes from when we were like 14. Anyways, he doesn't really have anything to do with this, but I love the aesthetic. I'm such a super fan that I in fact have. I got this a few years ago. Really iconic, honestly. I could not like get my little fingers off of this. Like, hello? Like, art is iconic. Really fun. Oh, there he is. That's my man. Ugh, he's so disgusting. I hate him. Like, ugh. Just gross. Like, why would you ever like someone like this? Ugh, I can't even get into the tea of Vampire Knight. Also, it was like really cool to see like how the artist did this. And then I read this. One thing that I actually read. And I'm like, I can do that. I could be an artist. And here we are, guys. Oh, she comes out. Oh, she's really nice. Anyways, so I take inspiration from both those comics. Another American thing that I take a lot of influence from is Alice in Wonderland. Period. I know in my video I put the Alice in Wonderland character from the game where she's like emo. I'm sorry if this sounds really insensitive. I don't know shit about it. I don't really play video games, but I love like the character design is fantastic. So yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from Alice in Wonderland. I love the idea of like going to another world and like that. I love that concept. Another comic that is semi-related to Alice in Wonderland, it's The Blind Prince on Webtoon. It's by Cozy Crow, I think. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I fucking love that comic, and it's one of my inspirations. Funny enough, I started doing stuff about like bird people before I read this comic. I'm like 95% sure. It's kind of crazy. I mean, my story is like very different from that, but she is turning into a bird, and I do like see it, and I'm like inspired because I feel like that's not really something you see very often. I'm like, me and Cozy Crow, we're on like the same wavelength. Like, we're just like, we're on the same wavelength. Like, Miss, oh, I don't know if you're Miss, but I'm saying this genderlessly. Miss Cozy Crow, like, if you want to cozy up and be my buddy, like, I would love to be friends. They're never gonna watch this video. Whatever though, I take a lot of inspiration from The Blind Prince. Now, our last and final thing that I wanted to talk about is this comic that I found recently. I'm like awful at pronouncing things. My little like dyslexia brain goes Junko. That's not how you pronounce that. So Pure Trance. I got this recently from my local comic book store. Fantastic. I had seen, I think it's their art book, and I think it was like really expensive, and I was like, oh, I don't really have the money for that. But then I saw this and I was like, only $20. Sold. I really like this comic. I'm glad that I picked it up because it's like it's become one of my favorites, honestly. It is a strange story, but I really like it. This is the picture I used in my Instagram reel. I haven't gotten this far yet. I've gotten about yay far. But I'm really enjoying these characters. It is definitely like 18 plus. This is not for children. This is like very much like children should not read this because it's like got a lot of nudity in it. It's like the characters may be cute, but they're like up. There's a lot of sexual references in it, and it's like violence, and yeah, this is not for kids. But if you're an adult, I don't condone children reading this, but if you're an adult, you should read this. If you're kind of weird and you like nurses, because this is about like all the characters in it are nurses pretty much, and it's basically about like Japan in the future and like how people have kind of like they only eat like pills now, and it's about this girl who like works in a hospital, and she's like the best nurse there because she's kind of like the only nurse who like tries to do good, and everyone else is just like really corrupt. And it's very like futuristic, very like Japanese. I love like Japanese does like futuristic stuff because they're always like Japan always like comes up with some strange ass shit. I'm like, facts. I'm so into it. Yeah, but there's a lot of like death in this, like characters dying and just like child neglect. Just kind of like some horrifying like things. So it's a really interesting read. To kind of go over both my stories like very briefly, The Somber Dandelion is my story that is about a girl who has a seed growing inside her head. And then Bones is about a girl who's turning into a bird. And Bones kind of has like people turning into zombies and like kids are going missing. Like, it's a very strange story. I've been working on that one a lot. I have worked on the Somber Dandelion for a while, since I was in college. But yeah, so those are my influences. Maybe I'll make a video going more into my stories. If you guys want to hear a little bit, I can tell you some. I can yap about my different characters. Maybe I'll just make videos about them, like, individually characters, because I could, like, go on about my characters. I'm like Zeus. Athena was birthed out of his head. I birthed these characters out of my head, and to me, they're real. And I've always done stuff like this since I was, like, a teenager. Thank you guys for watching my silly little channel. I'll see you guys in another one. Subscribble. Ooh, I sound like Venus Angelic. Anyways, leave me a comment if you're feeling lonely. I'll be in the comments. Unless you're a freak. Like, not my kind of freak. Like a freak. My god, we're coming full circle. Like Mr. Benjamin now here. I don't even know how to respond to that one. Telling me I'm like Benjamin of the week? Okay. Bye-bye.